Can you see me?
I can see you. Can you see me?
Okay, now we're here. Okay.
Okay. I don't know what was going on. They wouldn't let me join your live for some reason.
Who knows, man? This technology, something else.
Welcome.
Yeah, so I just thank you for being a guest on our show tonight.
No problem.
And tonight at 7 p.m. we got DrUmarJohnson on the show, R&B Dreams. On Instagram, it's R&B Hip Hop Dreams. And we talk about a lot. We got this festival coming up, Dr. Umar, on
Yes, ma'am.
This Saturday. Time flies. So it's a lot of going on in the world. You got Hurricane Ida, we got the Black community, the disparities we deal with on a daily basis. We got all these things going on, but why right now do you want to do this festival? What do you want to bring to the community and what's your goal? Is this a fundraising event?
Actually, it is a community event that could also be considered charitable, because it is our way of giving back to the community that has given so much to the Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy campaign. And so, as you know, we've been raising money for 7 years to acquire and renovate our property, which we've had for 2.5 years. And so the community has given us so much, we decided that it was time to turn that around and give to the people who have given to us. So the festival is completely free. There will be free food. There will also be vendors who are selling food. So for those who are vegetarian, we will have a vegetarian option that is also free, but there will also be a vegetarian vendor. So free food, free book bags, free t-shirts, free paraphernalia, free games for the children. They can win free gifts. So the word of the day on Saturday, September the 11th is free. We are giving back to the community with what they have blessed us with. It's now time for us to bless the community in return.
Okay, that sounds amazing. That sounds wonderful. The last time we spoke, I was just joking, but I actually ended up being a participant in this festival, and I'm so excited.
Yes, we're looking forward to having you as one of our co-hosts on Saturday. Everyone will get to see and hear the lovely Davina Cherie, so we're looking forward to that.
So thank you so much. And I will have, I got a filter on tonight because I'm getting my daughter ready for school, and there was just too much going on. I had to throw a filter on, to throw the hat on. But you'll see me in living color Saturday, September 11th. And
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Tikwa is also a phenomenal poet, and she'll be joining me as the host, and I was so excited. I can't
Looking
wait.
forward to it. And just to let everybody know that the FDMG Festival is this Saturday, September the 11th, from 11 a.m. until 8. You should register at fdmgfestival.com. I repeat, you need to register at fdmgfestival.com. If you don't register online, you will have to register when you arrive. But only those who pre-registered will be able to qualify to receive a free FDMG gift bag. We have FDMG gift bags which are filled with paraphernalia of the school, but you can only qualify for that if you pre-register, and they will be first come, first serve. So if you plan on coming out and you want the free stuff, make sure you go to DrUmarJohnson.com. Go to fdmgfestival.com and pre-register your children. Food, games, book bag giveaways, t-shirt giveaways, paraphernalia giveaways, performances, vendors, a fashion show, Universal African Dance and Drum Ensemble, and of course the legendary Gil Scott-Heron's band. So we're looking forward to a very, very powerful day of solidarity, unity, fellowship, Black consciousness, and Pan-Africanism.
That sounds amazing. I'm excited. We talked about a lot on the show, from the security measures you're taking. Can you just briefly go over COVID protocols because you know some people have been asking, and I'm just here.
Well, they should wear their masks. You're outdoors, so they should wear their masks. And those brothers and sisters who get a gift bag, they will actually have an FDMG mask inside of their gift bag. But we're encouraging everyone who attends to wear their masks. If you choose not to wear a mask, you still need to have a mask in your hand, because if you have to sneeze or anything like that, it needs to stay with you and not come to the rest of us.
Right.
So definitely wear the mask, and don't pay them any mind, Davina. Your filter looks beautiful. You have to understand.
Y'all come see me.
Your filter looks good, girl. Your filter looks good.
I'm loving it.
So you got to understand, Sister Davina, I am famous and infamous at the same time. Yeah. I am loved and I am hated at the same time. So when I go live, you have all my supporters, and then you also have all my coons. And so my supporters are more laid back. They tend to be a little bit more professional and mature. But my coons, they can't sit still. They're like preschool children, and they comment all day long. But what I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to start sending some of them to the block party. Not the one on Saturday, but the one you go to when you ain't allowed to be heard or seen anymore. So the next I'm going to start sending some of them to the block party for the coons. There's a coon block party happening.
Well, listen, again, my radio show tonight, we're going to talk about gun violence. We're talking about the NAACP and some of your thoughts on why is there so much gun violence, especially here in Philadelphia.
Stress.
The nation.
Stress from oppression.
Yes.
Study any people, any race, any community, anywhere in modern history, and you will find a increase in violence, whether it's gun violence, knife violence, fist violence. Violence is the natural reaction that stressed out people engage in when their basic needs are not being met. Now, here's the issue when you talk about black on black violence. See, black on black violence cannot be solved by the government because the government created it. And the government isn't interested in helping black men get their lives together. The government is only interested in destroying your life as a black man. Miseducation, that's government. Mass incarceration, that's government. Economic castration, that's government. Police genocide, that's government. So the U.S. government is never going to do anything to empower black men, which is what you need to do to reduce the violence. You have to empower black men, but you never hear any of the governors talk about empowering black men. You never hear any of the mayors in America's cities talk about empowering black men. You don't hear the president talk about empowering black men. You never heard Barack Obama say a single thing about empowering black men, because in order to stop the gun violence, Sister Davina, you have to empower black men, which means you have to, on the one hand, fix the schools, fix the joblessness, fix the mass incarceration, and then on the other hand, you have to give out the business loans, the business grants, the business training, the trade school training. Whenever we talk about black on black crime, and I'm going to put this at the foot of the black politician, I'm going to put this at the foot of the black preacher, I'm going to put this at the foot of the black community leader. Our black bourgeoisie allows the government to get away with reducing black on black crime to more police, more jails, and heavier incarceration laws. Let me say that again. Our cowards in office, our cowards in the church, our cowards in the community allow the white power structure to reduce black on black crime to an issue of more police, tougher laws, and bigger jails. But when they deal with other communities, they talk about jobs, They talk about schools. They talk about entrepreneurship. They talk about economic employment. But with black men, more jails, more cops, tougher laws, because our Republican and Democratic blacks are scared of the power structure. They don't want to look too rebellious. They don't want to look too revolutionary. And as a result of that, the solutions are never discussed.
Well, I want to thank you so much for this perspective. And you are doing something. You got your school. It's we're going to be celebrating right on the property this Saturday. So
yes, ma'am.
I wanted to put you on the first episode of my show, which is going to come on like in 5-10 minutes.
All right.
On iHeartRadio. So if you don't have iHeartRadio app, download the app. You want to listen to WWDB. 860 AM is the channel that the radio show is going to be on tonight. It's airing at 7 o'clock, and you can hear Dr. Umar's perspective. I'm so glad you decided to be a guest, and I just thank you for coming on the show. And I'm looking forward to Saturday.
Absolutely, my queen. I'll see you in a few days. Yes, indeed. God bless you.
It's going to be live.
All right now.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr.
Peace and love, sis. All right now.
Y'all.
Violence is the natural reaction of a human being who is being taken advantage of, exploited, or ignored. So if we want to deal with black-on-black violence, you don't deal with black-on-black violence with more police and more jails. That does not eliminate violence. If you want to deal with violence, you want to deal with education, you want to deal with vocational preparation, and you want to deal with livable wage job creation. If you're not talking about education, vocational preparation, and livable wage job creation, then anything else you talk about is a complete joke. Cops in jails do not reduce violence. Never have, never will.
Okay. You said the last thing you said, repeat that, was cops in jails.
Cops in jails do not reduce violence. They never did, and they never will.
Oh, they do not reduce. You said reduce. That's exactly. Okay, exactly. They do not reduce violence.
They do not reduce violence.
Okay, so that's not the solution.
That's not the solution. So if that is not the solution, Queen, the question then becomes, why does the government constantly push more incarceration and more police circulation as a solution? It's because those are the tactics that are approved of by the dominant white society. They believe that locking black people up and putting more police in the black community is going to solve the problem. And politicians always play to the appetite of their voters. So even though they know jails and cops will not reduce violence, since so many white people believe it will, that's exactly what they push. And on the flip side, they know that white America isn't interested in investing in jobs in the black community. White America isn't necessarily interested in investing in better schools in the black community, and that's why the real solutions never get any attention.
Okay, so because a lot of people will be like, well, it's our own people killing us, right? That's what a lot of people will say.
Killing us, but the variables, though, you're right, we're killing each other. But who is responsible for placing the various dynamics, circumstances, and triggers in the black community that lead to violence? Are we responsible for the schools that miseducate? No. Are we responsible for the mass incarceration system that will incarcerate, release you, and then deprive you of an opportunity to get federal support, to get an education, to go to college, or even be able to get a job because you're now an ex-felon? Are we responsible for the system that does that? Not at all. Are we responsible for the proliferation of guns in our community? There's no black gun manufacturers in America. So how do all these guns get into our community? Do we create the economy that denies black men an opportunity to earn a livable wage job? Every variable that gives rise to violence in the black community was put there by the United States government.
Because that is a question, because I always have, like, where are we getting these guns from? Where are these guns coming from? You know? So
they're putting them in there. And the NAACP several years ago had filed a lawsuit against America's gun manufacturers. And I'm not a big fan of the NAACP, but I did applaud this effort of theirs. They wanted to hold the gun manufacturers responsible whenever their gun was found in our community and couldn't. And they wanted to hold America's gun manufacturers responsible whenever one of their weapons could be traced to a murder from a weapon that cannot be traced to a legal sale. When we can't trace the gun to a person who made a purchase. Because as you know, in order to buy a gun, Davina, you got to get a background check. It's a very thorough process to get a gun. So if a gun kills somebody and you can't trace that gun to a sale, that means what?
It was
that
illegal.
Means the gun company sold it illegally.
Yeah.
They sold it illegally. And guess what? The NAACP lost the lawsuit. The government refused to hold the gun companies responsible for illegal sales of their weapons in the inner city. And as far as I'm concerned, that was an admission of guilt, Davina. That was an admission of guilt. If you're not selling guns illegally in the black community, why do you care if you'll be held accountable if the gun can't be traced to a sale? So to me, that was an admission that the gun companies of this country have dealers. They have black market dealers, I'm going to call them white market dealers, whose job take those guns into the black community and sell them illegally.
Wow.